Have you ever stood in front of the mirror in the quiet of morning and thought, when did I start feeling like this? Not just older. Not just slower. But off. Like something's been quietly dimming the light inside you. A slow fade of energy, joy, purpose. So subtle, you didn't notice it was happening. And here's the honest truth. It might not be what you're missing that's stealing your golden years. It might be what you're still holding on to. Let me tell you a secret most people won't say out loud. Sometimes, the biggest weight we carry isn't age or illness or even loss. It's the habits. The small ones. The quiet ones. The ones that feel familiar but do more harm than good. But here's the good news. You can choose differently, today. Not because you're broken, but because you're ready for more. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 habits that many seniors fall into. Habits that quietly chip away at your energy, your peace, and your joy. And we'll start with one that might feel oh so familiar. Habit number 1, saying yes when you really mean no. Let's be real. How many times have you smiled and nodded when your body was screaming, no? A last-minute favor. A phone call that stretches too long. Someone asking you to babysit, volunteer, help out. Just for a minute. Again, and you say yes. Because you love them. Because you don't want to disappoint. Because you were raised to be dependable, helpful, selfless. But here's what no one tells you. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you're spending your most precious resource, your energy. And energy, at this stage of life, is gold. Sunny 76 said it best. It's never too late to build a quality of life plan. I focus on movement, rest, and avoiding anything that steals my energy. That includes saying no sometimes. That's not selfish. That's wisdom. You've spent decades caring for others. It's okay to care for yourself now. In fact, it's essential. So here's your invitation. Say no without the guilt. No explanation. No apology. Just a quiet, confident boundary that says, I've earned the right to choose peace today. Habit number 2, replaying regrets like a broken record. Let's shift to something deeper, something that lives not in your schedule, but in your thoughts. Regret. The what-ifs. The should-haves. The, if only I had done it differently. Sound familiar? Whether it's a marriage that ended, a career path you didn't take, or words you wish you never said, it's easy to live in a loop of rewind and replay. But that loop? It's exhausting. Claude, a viewer in his 70s, said, "Thanks for the reminder that even as we age, we can still train our minds and bodies for the better. Old dogs can learn new tricks." That includes learning to forgive ourselves. Forgiveness isn't about pretending nothing happened. It's about saying, I did the best I could with what I knew then. And I won't punish myself for learning the hard way. Because here's the truth. Your past doesn't get to define the rest of your story, unless you let it. And you? You still have chapters to write. Habit number 3, waiting for motivation to knock. Now let's talk about a habit that feels harmless, but can quietly steal your entire day. The wait until I feel like a trap. I'll stretch after breakfast. I'll walk after lunch. I'll call them tomorrow. But the truth is, motivation doesn't just show up. It's not a guest that knocks politely at your door. It's a muscle you build by starting small and starting now. Edwin, 72, lives by this. I stay active, learning and trying new things, even when it's tough, because it's worth it. It's about living a fuller, more vibrant life. Exactly. So instead of waiting for the right mood, anchor your actions to something that's already happening. Stretch while your coffee brews. Do a light walk after brushing your teeth. Write a sentence in your journal before bed. Tiny habits. Big ripple. Because the longer we wait to feel ready, the more life we miss. You've already done something powerful, just by pausing to reflect. That's how change begins, not with a big leap, but with a gentle question. Is this habit really serving me? And if the answer is no, then maybe, just maybe, it's time to let it go. We've already uncovered 3 subtle but powerful habits: saying yes when you mean no, clinging to regrets, and waiting for motivation to magically appear. Each one is like a small leak in your life force. And left unchecked, they quietly erode the freedom, peace, and vibrancy you've worked so hard for. Now let's talk about the 4th habit. It seems harmless, maybe even comforting, but it might be stealing more than you realize. Habit number 4, letting the screen run your day. Picture this: you sit down for a moment of rest, flip on the TV for just one episode, and before you know it, it's dinner time. Sound familiar? There's nothing wrong with enjoying your favorite show. Entertainment can be relaxing, even nourishing, in moderation. But here's the trap: when the screen becomes the centerpiece of your day, it starts to crowd out everything else. Charles, 81, still plays music, writes poetry, and lives fully with his younger partner. He reminds us, happiness has no age limit. And happiness, real happiness, rarely comes from passive hours lost to scrolling or binge-watching. It comes from engaging with people, passions, nature, or even silence. Let me be clear, this isn't about guilt. It's about balance. Because for every hour spent zoning out in front of the screen, there's an hour you could have spent sitting on your porch watching the sunset, calling a friend you haven't spoken to in years, writing down your memories for your grandchildren, listening to music that makes you feel something again. And if you've ever turned off the TV after hours and felt more drained than refreshed, that's your soul whispering, I need more life, not less. So maybe today, just once, you turn it off a little earlier, and you turn yourself back on. Habit number 5, ignoring your inner voice. Now we come to the final habit. It's the most quiet, the most personal, and maybe the most damaging of all. It's the habit of ignoring your inner voice. That whisper that says, I want to learn something new. I have more to say. There's still a dream I haven't touched. I'm not done yet. Too many people hit 65, 70, 80, and start to shrink their lives. They stop imagining, stop initiating, stop believing they have anything left to create. But your story isn't over. Linda, 78, said it best. I just started learning sign language. It's been so much fun. Proof that it's never too late to try something new. And Ron, at 80, still swims, studies theology, and practices archery. They didn't silence that inner voice, they followed it. Your inner voice might be small, quiet, but it's wise. It's your soul speaking, and when you listen, something beautiful happens. You stop surviving your golden years. You start living them. Maybe your whisper says, take that painting class. Maybe it says, write the book. Maybe it says, get strong again. For yourself. Or simply, rest more. You deserve it. Whatever it is, it's yours. And it's time you started honoring it. Because the world doesn't need you to disappear. It needs you, engaged, curious, evolving. The younger generation is watching, and they're learning how to age by watching you. A quick recap before we close. Let's pause and reflect. We've now uncovered 5 habits that quietly steal our vitality. 1. Saying yes when you mean no. 2. Living in regret. 3. Waiting for motivation. 4. Overconsuming mindless entertainment. 5. Ignoring the quiet wisdom inside you. Each of these may seem small, but together, they can dim the light of even the most joyful life. But here's the magic. Letting go of even one of them starts a ripple. Say no once, and feel the power of reclaiming your time. Forgive one regret, and feel the air return to your lungs. Stretch for 5 minutes, and feel your body awaken. Turn off the TV, and see your spirit turn on. Listen to that whisper, and you might just surprise yourself. And now it's time to wrap this up with heart. Because what you choose to release is only half the story. The other half is what you choose to embrace instead. Let's pause, right here, right now. You've just taken an honest, brave look at 5 small habits that might have been quietly stealing your time, your energy, your peace. And the truth is, you're already doing something powerful. You're becoming aware. And awareness? That's the beginning of transformation. So let's take a breath together and reflect. We talked about how people-pleasing, saying yes when you mean no, can leave you depleted and unseen. We explored how regret becomes a heavy suitcase you were never meant to carry forever. We named the lie of waiting for motivation, when really, you're the one in control of when the spark starts. We faced the slippery pull of screen time, how it can numb the spirit instead of nourishing the soul. And maybe most importantly, we honored that sacred whisper inside you, the one that says, "You're not done yet." Because you're not. You are still becoming. You are still becoming, still evolving, still shaping the life you're meant to live. That doesn't stop at 60, or 70, or even 90. In fact, that's when it gets good. Joan, one of our wise viewers, shared a book recommendation that says it all. If you're inspired by aging well, read Our Future Selves. It's full of real stories about people living vibrant, love-filled lives in their later years. Your future self is not a shadow, it's a light. And every day you choose to let go of what no longer serves you, you create more space for that light to shine. So if you've ever wondered, is it too late? Let me answer with every ounce of truth I've got. No. It's not. Not too late to move more freely. Not too late to forgive yourself. Not too late to begin again, try something new, or simply rest and breathe without guilt. Let's talk about what you gain. You see, dropping old habits isn't just about what you lose. It's about what you gain. You gain energy. You gain clarity. You gain joy, not the loud kind, but the quiet, steady joy that comes from living in alignment with who you truly are. And here's the ripple effect. When you honor your own voice, your time, your health, others learn to do the same. Grandkids notice. Neighbors feel it. Even strangers can sense your light when you walk into a room. Because there's nothing more magnetic than a person who's fully alive in their later years. Now it's your turn. So here's my invitation to you. Drop one habit. Just one. Maybe you say no next time, without guilt. Maybe you forgive something today, yourself, or someone else. Maybe you choose action over procrastination. Maybe you turn off the TV and call an old friend. Maybe you say yes to the dream that's been tapping at your heart for years. One small shift. That's all it takes to begin. Then come back here and share it with us. Leave a comment below. What habit are you ready to release? What new spark are you ready to welcome in? Let's celebrate it together. Before you go, if something in this video made you pause, reflect, or smile, please share it. There's someone out there who's still stuck in one of these old patterns, wondering if it's too late. Be the voice that reminds them, it's not. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a video full of real talk, heart-led insight, and practical ways to live better, at any age. Because we're building a community here. A space where you matter. Where your wisdom is seen. And where your next chapter is just beginning. Thank you for showing up today, not just for this video, but for yourself. You've got more life to live, more love to give, and a whole world still waiting for your light. Until next time, take care of yourself. You're worth it. Always.